So in my last video, this happened.
Oh yeah.
You know you bottomed out your fork when you hear that noise.
And after clapping the fork like that, I knew that meant I needed to change one thing on this Fox 36 fork right here to get it dialed in and working exactly how I wanted it. So in today's video, we're messing with volume spacers. I've been playing around with my fork. I had this all the way down to 1 volume spacer. Now I'm gonna be bumping up to 2 volume spacers. What you're basically doing is you're taking up a bit of that air volume at the top. So when your fork compresses, it's gonna ramp up at the end, preventing you from clapping your fork.
Oh yeah.
This is something that's super easy to do. Something you guys should definitely be playing around with on your fork to get it dialed in just right. Watch this video till the end. Let me know if you guys got any questions. Let's get into it. Pretty simple. All you're gonna need for this is a shock pump, the volume spacers that came with your fork, or if you guys didn't get a fork that came with a bag like this with extra volume spacers, that means you probably came with quite a few extra volume spacers inside your fork. So we'll show you that here in a minute. And this right here, that is a chamferless socket. I think I'm pronouncing that right. So chamferless fork socket, and you don't have to buy the fancy Fox one. This one I got on Amazon for $13.99. It's basically just a, what is that, a 32 mil socket that has a flat top on it. I'll throw a link down there in the video description. Oh, and a torque wrench is helpful as well to get that thing torqued back down. So with that, the first thing you're gonna do is remove this little top cap right here. After that, you're gonna wanna check the pressure that's in your fork so you'll be able to make sure that you air it back up to that same pressure. You can see mine is set to about 50, 60, 70, 80, just below 90 PSI right there. All right, next thing you're gonna wanna do, just go ahead and remove all the air from that fork. Just using the tip of that shock pump right there, just kind of press in. And you wanna make sure and get all of that air all the way out, because you're going to be removing this top cap right here, and you don't want that thing exploding on you. All right, push any kind of cables or anything like that out of the way to make sure you get a good snug fit with that socket. Be nice and gentle. You don't want to strip that thing out. If you left that air in there, this is the time where the top cap would be exploding and taking eyeballs out. So make sure you get all that air out. And then, there you go. So I got 1 volume spacer in mine. You can click them on to add more, that easy. And if you want to take them off, you got these little side tabs right there on there. And when it's clicked on, you just kind of squeeze those little side tabs, squeeze while you push, and you click it right back off like that. So going down, I had 1 in there. I'm gonna go up to 2 volume spacers and try that out. And then you can just mess with it. Go back and forth, try 1, try 2, try 3. I think on the 36, it comes stock with either 3 or 4 volume spacers. Fact check me, leave that down below. I just gotta put that thing back in now, cinch it down, throw air back in there, and I'm ready to go. And when you're cranking that back on, go ahead and look up the torque specs. The ones that I looked up right here says the 36 fork, which this is the Fox 36, the Topcap, which this is right here, calls for a torque of 24.86 Newton meters. So about 24 Newton meters to get this thing torqued back down right. And when you are torquing it down, make sure once again that you are careful to get that thing, that socket on there just right and not strip this thing back out. There it goes, torqued out. Super easy. I was scared to mess with this in the past. This is something I used to take into the bike shop to play around with when I first started riding, but it's nothing the average mechanic can't do with basic tools. Leave a comment below, let me know if this video helped you guys at all. If it did, share it with a friend, but most importantly, get out there, get stoked, go ride, and have some fun, people.
Oh, clapped it. So O-ring all the way up at the top on the fork right there. And yeah, O-ring's pretty much hanging off the back end of the shock right there. So yeah, I'd say I used all that suspension.